Alrighty, welcome back to Never Tell Me the Odds. Today we start off with number 19, which we can't do because it's demonetizable. Start off with number 20. Oh wait, we can't do that one because it is copyrighted music. Okay, I guess we'll start off with number 18. Oh wait, no, we've seen that clip on the Well That Sucks subreddit. Okay, we'll start off with number 21, and then we'll go to number 17. Chainsaw Dude is lucky to be alive. Oh, okay, wow, what in the world? Hold on. Okay, so he was cutting the tree, and the tree was keeping that ground lifted because the roots were pulling it up because it was part of the tree, and then when it dropped, it yanked his chainsaw, which seems like a pretty safe way to do that whole thing. Well, at least the ground went back to being the ground, so that's very nice. Glad you didn't trip and fall into that thing, because that would have been a very different clip. I like how the news reporter just keeps on going as if nothing happened. Today we're here watching someone change their lawn, move out a tree. They're gonna bring in some sustainable good plants requiring less water, helping us with the drought. You see this man over here almost just fell flat on his face on his chainsaw, but he didn't, which would have made a much more viral news clip had he, but unfortunately we missed out on that. Number 17, if only he had bigger balls. Wait, what happened? If only he... Oh, it went through his legs! So, hold on. This is cricket, right? I don't actually know what's happening here. Is he trying to catch the ball, or is he trying to run away with the ball? Or is someone actually trying to peg him with the ball? Is cricket just like hardcore baseball where instead of having to tag someone out like by hand, you just get to chuck the ball at someone as they're running between bases? I don't know, but that would be pretty extreme, I suppose. No wonder they run from base to base with pads. And if they are able to swat the ball away with the bat while they're running, then it doesn't count as them getting tagged out. I'm just coming up with such an interesting sport here. Who doesn't want to watch people get pegged by balls? Peak performance. Okay, excuse me, but what? What did you just... I don't even know what that is. Were you trying to have him ring that up? And you just like, is this how you always treat your cashiers? You're just like, I'll buy this, and you just throw it at them. Good thing you're at a sporting goods store with a former professional youth soccer/football coach here. He was prepared for your shenanigans. See, after seeing this clip, what's gonna happen is that people are gonna recognize this cashier, and they're gonna start going into that store and just throwing stuff at him. He's gonna be like, all right, guys, it was funny and interesting the first time, but please stop coming in here and throwing things at me. Just wanted a peaceful landing. Due to this obvious health and safety issue, please be sure to wear your hard hat when parachuting. I've actually seen this clip on Twitter. Get dumped right down the ladder. You know, it's been so long since I played GTA 5 that I forgot that they actually included the realistic recreation of the orange, spinny satellite receiver thing that is at LAX. That thing's a real thing. God, I've always am mind blown every time I see GTA 5. I just remember like how good of a job they did at recreating LA, compressing it though into like a smaller scale, but that's a real thing at LAX. And I assume, yeah, if you parachuted onto it, there's a chance that it'd go pretty poorly for you. So not recommended. Also not really recommended to parachute onto the runway in LAX. I guarantee you that'll go poorly for you. But just in case you needed further discouragement. Kind of sad how unfortunate this is. Wait, how did you just flip over your handlebars in like a car? Wait, what is the... He's like, please help me, and the dude in the other car is just like, I can't really decide. Oh, okay, and now everybody just comes over. Wait, is it's like good to go? Oh no, not like this. Not like this. Dude's holding on. Oh my god, wait, there's more security cameras though. Oh no, I'm assuming that the clutch is still engaged and it's just going. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really have time to put the car into neutral if you flipped over the handlebars in it. That's just like a whole bunch of series of unfortunate events. And it just flipped over on a person, which is real impressive. Was that the original guy who went over the handlebars, who the car then flipped over on him the next time around? I don't even know where to begin with this one. It's a Reliant Robin, but for actually like hauling things around. That just doesn't seem like a safe way to go about doing it. This is so wholesome. Man finds his dog on the street 3 years after losing him. Really? Would the dog actually remember? The dog? I can't, is the dog stoked? The dog kind of looks like, oh, everyone around must just be like, oh, now the dog is happy. It took a second, but the dog was just kind of real relaxed at first, and then all of a sudden had this realization. Does the dog actually remember? Because that's... Okay. If this is legit, and the dog actually recognizes the owner, I'm like, all right. Few things would bring tears to my eyes, but that's pretty awesome. How does that even happen? Wow. I like this. This is some good never tell me the odds right here. And now you take the dog home, right? You don't just leave it there. It's like, oh, it's good, but I've now become accustomed to not having any dependents at my house. So I'm just gonna go back home now. You wouldn't do that, though, would you? You wouldn't do that. Oh, and now the dog is back home. Is that what's going on here? You just take the dog back home. Are you... Hold on. I just want to... You're taking the dog with you, right? Right? Yeah, maybe. We're gonna assume that the dog ended up coming back and they lived a happy life, happily ever after, and everything is fantastic. You don't even notice the raptor until it hunts your snack. Is this dude about... Whoa! I was about to say, is this dude gonna have that scooped up by a bird? And the bird got to it before I could even comment. That kid is so lucky. Those talons on that thing could freaking take your finger, take your hands off. That bird had some impeccable aim. If it wanted to, it could have taken the kid with it too, but it's like, not today. I realize that parent would probably be very distraught if I took the child as a whole, so I'll just make it easier on myself. I'll take the edible thing. God. How do you coordinate that grip? That thing must have been going at like 50 miles an hour, maybe slightly slower, and it's able to perfectly time the grab without demonetizing the child. Very impressive. Didn't even see that coming. Jeez. Perfectly timed ride photo. Don't worry, it's just an invisible person sitting right there. They've got their phone out. They're trying to video the ride. It's not just a phone that's flying through the air about to smack this poor unsuspecting kid in the face as they go by. No, it's just it's kind of a knockoff Disneyland right here. Okay, it's Star Trek land. They got some invisible people who come through every now and again, just bringing phones along. You'd see clothing, except most invisible people, they tend to walk around naked. It's just more convenient that way. But you know, you can't really make the phone invisible too. Apple hasn't come up with that tech yet, so it's just, you might see this every now and again. Wildfire in the mountains burns tree that was holding back this boulder, which rolls a quarter mile to the front porch of this house. That doesn't look like a boulder that would roll very well. That's kind of terrifying that was actually... God, the amount of force required to actually get that thing to roll across what looks to be... There's like a flat road over there and then someone's yard. Like, imagine that thing as you're driving down the road, because maybe there's a hill like right on the other side of the road. That thing must have been carrying so much speed, like right when it was at the road, and would slow down as soon as it hit flat. Like, if that hit your car, you would be KO'd. That's it. That's over. No thank you. I'm good. When you're just not meant to demonetize yet. All right, we're about to have a car that comes out of nowhere and does bad things that it shouldn't. What was he doing at first? Is he just getting his... He seems very upset. Kicking things, he's stomping things. It's like, my ride was supposed to be here already. Why is the bus late? And... if the bus wasn't so late, I wouldn't have been within 5 feet of being demonetized by an out-of-control car. My car must have gotten out of control right there at the last second, because he did not see that coming when he was actually staring in the direction of it. God, that's terrifying. No thank you. Because you got to imagine, for all the instances where something like this happens and it's just a miss by a few feet, there have got to be some other unlucky situations where it works in the exact opposite, where it's like, had you stayed where you were 2 seconds earlier, you actually would have been okay. To be fair, that's the same thing that can probably be said for just about every car crash, is that if you had done something slightly different 2 seconds before, the crash wouldn't happen. So yeah, it was an obvious statement. Student randomly walks away from fence he'd been waiting at, possibly saving his life. Is this another angle of the same thing? Posted 9 days later with just slightly more upvotes? Yep, this is another camera angle of the exact same thing, posted 9 days after the first clip, but you get to see more of the car going out of control, and therefore it receives slightly more upvotes. But they're still back to back over the course of the month here on the subreddit. A very interesting display of psychology. Good thing there's so many cameras all around here, my goodness. My cat walked through his legs and actually ducked. Wait. Hold on. Oh, God. What I'm more impressed about here is that the program, like, did the program actually cause the leg to go behind the cat? Did it detect that the cat was walking there? And no, okay, it didn't. It was at a vertical enough angle that the legs could stay in place, and it didn't look like the alien was then on top of the cat. That's great. That's brilliant. Little do you know that whenever you actually bring out a Snapchat filter, it actually, any animals, any pets, cats and dogs that you might have, they actually see it in real life. It's a crazy, unknown, unexplainable feature of Snapchat, Instagram, etc., those kinds of filters. But the pets, they see it in the real world. It's bizarre. Maybe in hundreds of years, scientists will figure out how this happens. What a kick. Breathing information. There's another subreddit that's specifically for things like this, when someone's action on the screen just happens to line up with the graphic that goes over at the same time. This must be like top for the last month over on breathing information. His frustration broke open the football/soccer ball that rolled in front of him, and it revealed the advertisement. This was all choreographed as a sponsored spot for Claro, whatever that is. Lightning striking simultaneously on Chicago's 3 tallest buildings. I don't want to say that it could be faked, but it could be faked. I'd like to believe it's real, but it would also be really, really, really easy to set that up in post and just get a few lightning strike photos as well as a photo of a clear sky and just composite them together. But if it is legit and it did happen at the same time and you got a photo of it, that's a pretty cool photo. That looks like something out of like a superhero movie. What's happening right now is that some evil mad genius, Lex Luthor or something, he's rigged these all up, and all these are conducting power to one central location. And if I know anything, there is a supervillain that is about to come up out of the ground, so be careful, please. Ibis runs into a girl on a roller coaster. That sounds painful. Ow. I'm glad you're okay. I feel like getting hit by a... Oh my god, what the fork, she says. It's a good thing your father can't hear you. Look at you, you can totally read the lips. She's like, I've never gotten to curse like this, but you know what? Now is the time. I'm allowed to here. You can't even get mad at me, father. And then she goes back to being excited. She's like, this is going to be such a viral clip on the internet. It's going to be great. Also, that poor bird is probably demonetized right now because I feel like getting hit at roller coaster speeds by mostly the headrest is pretty bad. So that bird is gone. Poor bird. That's a bummer, dude. That's a bummer. 10 out of 10 style. Okay, what is about to happen here? Oh my goodness, that was some you did it on purpose, dude. Bravo. Excellent gymnastics skills. Just straight up cartwheels off into the chair. Couldn't have done it better even if you were an Olympian, all right? Maybe you will be a future Olympian, dude. Like, I'll tell you, midway through that cartwheel, he looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. Like, that was some impressive cartwheel form right there. I gotta give it, look at this. That is impressive cartwheel form. He has that thing, and then it just so happens there's a chair in his way. He didn't expect the chair, but it worked out in the end anyway. If the chair wasn't there, he would have landed that cartwheel perfectly. This hair caught on Google Street. Bro. That's the biggest leap I have ever seen. I didn't realize they could jump like that. Oh my god. Honestly, that that bunny had to be like, nobody believes my extreme high jump. I'll show them. And so, you know what? It took advantage of the first thing that it saw, which just happened to be a Google Street View card. It's like, you know what? I am going to do such a leap like the world has never seen before right here. They could have tried to find a movie set. Unfortunately, it's just way out in the country. No movies ever shoot there. So it did what it knew was guaranteed to actually get out there into the world, which is on Google Street View, because they're not going to cut. In the movie, they'd be like, cut, there's a hair, it might be really cool in high jumping, but we got to do a different take. Here, it's going to make it in, because that driver, he drove behind, driver had no idea, and now the world's highest hair jump is documented for the rest of the world to see. It's said that scientists have been studying this photo to just determine how in the world a hare managed to jump that high without something flinging it up there. How it got there on its own power. It's very impressive. Very impressive. I actually didn't know they could jump that high. Like, what the heck? Was it hit by the car? Yes. Are you sure? Want me to back my car up and double check? And the top for the last month, PUBG streamer randomly shoots one snippy bullet to test out a bug, accidentally demonetizes enemy 400 meters away. Person on the other end is like, I hate this game. That's it. This is the final straw. I don't know where that came from. What the hell just happened? I just got shot by a ghost bullet. This is garbage, and I'm done. I'd be pretty out. I'd be like, what? Excuse me? How am I out of the game? I don't understand what I did. I was doing everything right. Things are going pretty well, and I'm just out now. I'm done. That's it. I'm no longer going to be a professional esports gamer. I was getting on track to compete in the PUBG World Cup for $30 million, and that's it. I'm going on a different course in life now. You've just really discouraged someone from playing this game, sir. All right, well, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the playlist if you want to catch more Never Tell Me the Odds videos. Like if you liked. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and you can check out the music playing in the background right now in full over on the Mirror Music channel.